again. So today what we learned is, and I started the first session of a gentleman named Milo Jones, and he talked about finding future markets. Now, I tried to have shortly the essence of the session. He raised a lot of very interesting points, but normally where you start with is, you start with your market environment, you do your market analysis, and you try to define a market strategy for your company. Very logical. But he also raised the point with some very interesting examples that you also have to do a look at your non-market environment, do your non-market analysis, and define a non-market strategy in order to have an integrated strategy. That's quite interesting, that because what I often see is solely a market strategy, that you also have to have a non-market strategy. So in order to differentiate your point of view from the consensus point of view, he raised a few elements, a few examples that where you have consensus, but think a bit outside that non-market, that consensus point of view. So for me that was very, very interesting.
Okay. Finding future markets and knowing your markets are largely premised on human behavior, and that's what I find really interesting. The search for future markets takes place in a context. There are a lot of psychological, social and political changes taking place with the evolution of digital technology. And the whole idea is that these changes determine human responses which create or destroy markets. And so understanding these contexts, using a variety of tools, some of which were talked about by Lukas, is the key to the development of new markets and maintaining existing markets. And then in knowing your markets, again, premised on human behavior, we're all biased by the circumstances of our birth and environment and education, and these all influence our motivations and behavior. So brands will appeal to us for various reasons, and so organizations use information on those biases to build their brands by influencing the way our own consumption patterns, and they use market intelligence gained from market research to gain such insights to improve their decisions.
Hi, good morning. So, from Milo, what I have here, was surprising me was a good strategy do not come from good answers, but come from good questions, from making good questions. Technology is shaping how we act and what we believe. We can see that going on in many industries. And I was very surprised on how non-market strategies affect the market strategy of the companies and how these companies have to react or adapt. From Norman, the most important information for me was insights and market research makes us improve our decision making. And the other important thing is that now decisions are taken faster, sometimes irrational, like heuristics, or because it's not important for us. Most decisions are emotional and are taken in 1 second or in 2 seconds. From Jaime, I think he's trying to tell us that it is critical to know how the decisions are taken by our brain. There are some tricks, some principles, and we need to understand them to benefit from them. That is the point.